Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another ComboLG podcast for week 16. The second to last game. This is make or break for a lot of teams. And as you can see, I am your host, Avengers, alongside me is our other host, Lima.
What's up, guys?
Now if you're wondering why I'm talking like this, it is really late. I'm tired, but we're still gonna do this. First game, Texas Jaguars. It is your game, so I'm guessing I'm gonna take over.
Well, I will say that this guy is new to the league, and this will be my very first time playing him. So I have no idea what he does. So I guess that, and I mean, he really has no idea what I do either. So that puts both of us at a little bit of a disadvantage, but I think it should be a fun game. A lot riding on it, though.
It is. There's a lot riding on it, and I think since he doesn't have a lot to lose or win over this, and you're playing really hard to get another win to keep ahead of the Colts and Titans, who are only one game behind you.
Yeah.
I'm really happy to give this to you, since you do have a lot riding on this.
Yeah, and as you can see, the Steelers and Colts already played their game. I want to talk about this now. The Colts won that game, so that puts a lot of pressure on this game for me, because if I was to lose, then he would take over first place for the division, and it would no longer be in my control. So it's a lot of pressure for this game.
Second game, Chargers and the Cowboys. I believe the Cowboys are going to win this, because he has a lot riding, like your league, or your division, my bad. He's only one game ahead of both the Redskins and the Giants.
Yeah, I agree with you there. The thing with this one is, even if he wins this game and Julio wins, they play each other next week, so it almost seems like it's going to be the winner of that game might end up getting the division.
True. Next, we have the Panthers and Patriots, which I think this is going to be one of the games of the week, because your boy King of Boston played in a different league not too long ago, where King of Boston actually won in that league.
Yeah, and your boy's got that undefeated season going. And actually, if you want to talk about his record, this is a funny thing. He only had one loss all season last year, so he's got one loss in 2 seasons of football. So he's really got a lot going for him. This is a huge game for him. So he's probably got a lot of pressure on him, but not too much, because he is in the playoffs. So it's really, the record itself would be nice to have, but, you know, it's not going to hurt too much to drop a game.
Rams at Titans. Titans playing. Rams tanking the season.
Yeah, that's obvious.
Titans trying to win to stay up with the Colts and you.
Yeah, and he really needs the win, so he's going to get it done.
Saints at Lions. Saints is going to get a force, because the Lions is tanking the season also, because he doesn't have much going for him except for that first round pick.
Yeah. Ooh, I don't know what to say about this one, because this could really, I don't want to say it could go either way, but we could be surprised in this one. Because, I mean, Debo is a really good player, we all know that, but Justin Maldo is not a bad player. He does play a good game, and just because of that, there's a chance that he could win this game. Really, anything can happen in this one. But if I have to pick a winner, I'm going with Debo.
I have to go with Debo too. Debo is probably going to have to change his style up from the run and try to mix both the run and pass, but I see Debo winning just with that superior defense he plays.
Yeah. Next one is most likely going to be a force since Little J Money is out of town. But if they, so let's say they did play this game, do you, would you think would win?
I don't know. We haven't seen much of D Blackman yet in this season, since he joined week 13 or 14.
Yeah, that is true.
And Lil J Money's had a hard season. Not a lot of losses that were too far where he got blown out, but I'd have to go with Lil J Money in this one if they did play.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Giants at 49ers.
This is an interesting game too, but I think, okay, so the 49ers clinched the division last week with the win, and the Seahawks lost. They did clinch the division officially. So and I really don't know if he can get a first round bye, so he's not really playing for much these last two games. I mean, I'm sure he can get the first, but it's going to be tough. But Julio's got a lot riding on this one because he's one game back in the division, and he needs to win this one to have a chance at getting the division. And he still hasn't clinched a playoff spot either, so he's got to get the wild card spot. So I really think Julio's going to have the most pressure in this one to win it. It's going to be a close game, really, I think, because Julio's been playing really good lately, and so has the 49ers. But I'm going to say Julio gets this one in the end.
I'm having to go with the 49ers because even though they did clinch their division, I think they're still going to be riding on trying to just get as many wins as possible and as much XP and stuff as possible.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. This next one's a little interesting too. He lost last week, so he's, as of right now, if the season ended now, he would be out of the playoffs. But he's not officially out yet. He's got a lot of fighting to do. He has to win these last 2 weeks, and he's got to hope that either the Giants or the Redskins lose both of their last 2 games. And, you know, it's...
I have to say the Seahawks because he's got a lot riding on this. The Cardinals, not really, but I do see the Seahawks coming out on top.
Yeah, I agree with you there. He's got a lot of pressure on him to win this game, and I think he's going to get it done. All right,
Dolphins and Raiders, the Raiders.
Yeah, I say Raiders too.
He's what, 1 game behind? 2 games behind?
He's actually 2 games behind with 2 to play. And with the way the tiebreakers are set up, we really can't say for sure who would get this, because if the Chiefs were to lose, they'd have the same head-to-head record, they'd have the same division record. So I think the next one will be wins against common opponents, and unless we took the time to sit down and calculate all that, we wouldn't know for sure.
But I have to give the Raiders this.
Yeah, I agree. Alright, so the next one is your game, Ravens and the Bengals. I mean, I think as of now, you would be out of the playoffs too, just because of the way tiebreakers work. But with 2 weeks to go, definitely still in it. I'd say you're gonna win this one though, just because you know you have to basically win out to be comfortable at making the playoffs at all.
Yeah.
So you got a lot, and I think you're gonna get this one done.
I don't know how he plays because we didn't play the first time, so I don't exactly know how he plays. He doesn't know how I play, so this is gonna be an interesting one for me.
Yeah. The next one, Jets and Bills. We have seen Hayricky try. We have seen him play, I think, once, but we still really don't know much about him. And the way the Jets have been playing this season, I think it would be way too hard to even think about going for the Bills in this one. So I'm gonna say Jets all the way.
Then we come up to I have to go with the Jets too, just because of that superior passing that he's been doing all season long.
Yeah, and this is I wouldn't say it's a big game for the Chiefs, but a win here, no matter what any of the other teams do in the division, a win here for the Chiefs would clinch the division. So he's gonna have a little pressure to get this one done. And I don't think he's going to have a problem getting this one in.
have to agree with you because he has had one of the best pass defenses in the league this season. Not the best record, but one of the best pass defenses.
Yeah, I agree with you there. This next one probably won't be played, but just for shits and giggles, who do you think would win if they played each other?
Falcons all the way, because the Texas has not played much this season at all.
Yeah, and when he has played, he really hasn't looked that great. But yeah, I agree with you there. Same, like, it's kind of the same story with Sniper. He hasn't played a lot, but when he has played, he's looked pretty good. I really think he would have taken this one if they played. And you do see that score on the bottom. The Eagles and the Redskins did play. You see that we'll get really into this one next week, but you see that the Redskins did win this game, so it's going to put some pressure on the Giants and the Cowboys to win their games too. Oh,
I guess while we're doing this, since we are in week 16, we can go over and finally, if y'all saw, I did do a stats and awards video, but we'll just get into the awards going right now. And since we're so close, we can actually predict, yes, they're going to win it, or they still have a chance of losing it.
oh yeah, we can do that. Yearly awards.
So, let's go to the yearly awards. And as y'all can see, the top 3 for MVP have not changed of what it was. Maurice Gooch, Paul Perkins, and Latavius Murray all sitting at number 3 still. And I have to say Maurice Gooch is winning this.
Yeah, I don't think this is changing
number
either.
1 spot at all this season.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I don't see a change at all. I think he's going to get this one done.
Coach of the year, for some reason the Colts coach is still number 1 over the
Yeah,
Panthers.
I don't understand that one, to be honest. Because usually coach of the year is, mostly based off a record, and to see an 8-7 team in there over a 14-0 team is a little shocking. So if I want to say that Ron Rivera is going to take over here, but since Lewis is still up there, we can't say for sure.
Yeah. So the first conference we go to is the AFC, where David Johnson has actually taken over the number 1 spot of Offensive Player of the Year. Used to be LaShawn McCoy. Todd Gurley actually coming in at number 3, and Dalvin Cook moving down to number 4. Lamar Miller's actually moved up. And as you can see, Davion Floyd, Julio Jones, and Russell Wilson all at the bottom. They went there before. But David Johnson, with the way the Raiders run the ball, I think he's going to win this.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you there. He's ran the ball really well lately, and LaShawn McCoy, he's Shady McCoy. He's really good still, but I just don't see him coming and taking over.
Defensive Player of the Year, Ryan Shazier and Darren Lee still at 1 and 2. And I can't really say who I think is going to win this one, because they moved from 1 and 2 all season. And even Demario Davis coming in at number 3 for the Chiefs.
Like, you can't say for sure who's gonna win between Shazier and the Jets linebacker, but I mean, if we have to pick one, I'm just gonna stick with Shazier up at the top, just because of his speed and what he's done so far.
I'd have to agree with you, but at the same time, I would love to see Darren Lee or Demario Davis overtaking Shazier for that spot. Coming in,
because
Demario Davis wasn't at number 8, he's moved up.
Yeah, it would be 2 years in a row that Shazier wins Defensive Player of the Year if he manages to stay up there.
Yeah. Offensive rookie, Davion Floyd, the running back for the Steelers, and actually Karen Zuta a year. I don't even know who that is. Is that your running back?
He's a receiver.
Your receiver actually coming in at 2, and I think y'all 2 have stayed at 1 and 2 this entire season.
Yeah. I don't know if that's going to change too much, just because Davion Foote is a running back, so he gets more touches than a receiver would. But if Davion Foote doesn't have that good a performance in the last 2 weeks, Zuda can take over. It's definitely possible. But I'm probably going to stick with Davion Foote.
Yeah, Davion Foote for the win on this one. Defensive rookie were Nick Mayberry actually staying at number 1. I moved down my middle linebacker Toller to number 3 and Javonte Sands number 2. But I still have 2 weeks to make up for that. I don't see. I've looked at Nick Mayberry's actual stats versus my guy's stats, and if you compare the stats, my guy should actually be at the number 1 spot. Because Nick Mayberry is a strong safety versus the middle linebacker.
Yeah, that's a little interesting. I mean, honestly, I kind of think that Javonte Sands might take over in this one. Just like the performances that he's had in the past few weeks have been really good, and he's done enough to move up over you to number 2, so he could do enough in these last 2 weeks to get up to number 1.
And I want to mention Brian Langley, who was an end that I moved back to that I picked up in the 4th round. Supposed to go 5th round. He was the fastest left end in the draft. 87 speed. Not much for his other stats, like at all. His pass rushing, run stopping stats, none of them were that well done. And I moved him out to, or he was a right end, left end or right end, and I moved him to right outside linebacker because I didn't have anybody there. And he actually has done well, and he's been at number 9 this entire season. Actually moved up to number 5 now.
All right.
And then at number 10, BJ Bateman, not to get full of myself, cornerback, hasn't seen this list until last week. I think he actually made it onto this list. But I would have to say it's a big one between Mayberry, Sands, and Toller.
Yeah. All right. Moving over to best quarterback for the AFC, you see Christian Hackenberg up the top. Yeah, that's not too much of a surprise, but I do have to say that he plays a tough guy week 17 in your boy. So just because of that, I think. Well, actually, Jimmy Garoppolo plays against your boy too still. So this could be Hackenberg in the end still.
And Russell Wilson actually moved down. He was at number 2, and switching to number 1, it was between him and Hackenberg. And you see them actually making it. I don't see how Kirk Cousins made it onto this list though.
Yeah, that's a little interesting.
Deshaun Kaiser's moved up. There's Blake Bortles, Marcus Mariota, Andy Dalton, Jacoby Brissett's there at 9, and Kevin Hogan at 10.
If we're being honest here, I don't know how Jacoby Brissett's up there too, because I'll be honest, I've been playing like garbage with him. So
These quarterbacks make sense, and then a lot of these quarterbacks just don't make sense of how we made it onto the list this year.
I mean, I think it's just because it goes to 10 spots, and there's only 16 teams in the conference, so really only 6 quarterbacks don't make it. So.
And then best running back, LaShawn McCoy. Actually at number 1.
And that's a little weird that LaShawn McCoy's leading for best running back, but David Johnson's leading for MVP.
Yeah, and then Davion Foote, who's number 1 for Rookie of the Year, is down there at number 7.
Yeah. So, I think the way that David Johnson's been running, I think he's going to come up here and take over this too.
Oh, I would no doubt think so either. I think David Johnson has a chance of making this. And then best wide receiver is Julio Jones, with Chris Conley, and undefeated your boy Brandon Cooks, Corey Coleman, Cooper Kupp, AJ Green, Tyler Lockett, Sammy Watkins, and Des Bryant. which I'm sorry, I say Julio Jones is winning this all the way.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Not much else has really had to be said.
Best O-lineman. Who is that? Marshall Yonda, my left guard, who is old. Which is actually cool, funny, because Joe Thomas is also old. Two of the oldest linemen in franchise or in the league are leading for the top spots.
Yeah, that is kind of interesting, because how many rushing yards do you have? You don't know exactly, probably, but
I don't know exactly, and I don't have the best rushing game because my fast running back actually got injured for like 5 weeks, and I've had a slow running back. But Marshall Yonda has the last time I checked, which was before the advance, only had 4 sacks allowed for my team as a starter.
oh, that is pretty good.
3 or 4, and when you're a guard who's that kind of on the older side, only letting up that amount, which is not bad at all.
Yeah. Oh. And moving over to D-line, we have Olivier Vernon.
And J.J. Watt and Joey Bosa, the top 3 defensive linemen.
This is a tough one. It really could go to any one of these 3 at the top here. If gotta pick one, obviously. I think Watt's gonna come up there and take that spot.
Yeah, Watt's been playing like a beast and getting sacks in the last few weeks of the season. So I think you're right. I think J.J. Watt's going to become #1.
Linebacker.
Best linebacker. Demario. See, that doesn't make Shazier and Darren Lee are below Demario Davis.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe
this
it's,
whole thing is switched.
maybe they do like they take different stats in. Like I don't. This is just a thought, but maybe for defensive player of the year, it's like every single stat they have, whereas like best linebackers probably only things that linebackers usually do. It's possible. I mean, I don't know, because really, what else is there to explain for someone winning in one category but losing to that person in another category?
Which would help him out with Demario Davis if he wins best linebacker, which I think he has a big chance of winning that.
Yeah, I really don't know for sure though, just because of we don't know for sure the way this is done.
So, yeah. Good luck to all 3 of y'all in both categories of Defensive Player of the Year and Best Linebacker.
Wow. Best DB is another Chiefs guy, Brent Grimes.
With Joe Hayden and Darryl Worley. Rashad Jones, Malcolm Butler, Carl Joseph Morse, Claiborne Adore Jackson, Sean Davis, and Buda Baker. That's a big list of really great defensive backs, but I think Brent Grimes has this because of how well the Chiefs play passing defense.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that Brent Grimes is going to keep up at the top there.
And best kicker, Chris Boswell. I don't know what to say about who's going to win this one.
Yeah, kicking's kind of tough. It's just like, I mean, if you're, I guess, in 4th down and you're in field goal range, obviously you're going to kick it. Or not obviously, but it's just, we can't say for sure if one's going to come up above the other.
On to the NFC for Offensive Player of the Year. Maurice Gooch.
Not a surprise.
On his way to win the MVP. And apparently the top 3 in the MVP race is the top 3 in Offensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, it's I mean, I think it's just because Gooch is a little like more wait, how do you say it, versatile than Latavius Murray. Because after seeing the stats, I think Gooch can catch too a little bit, and Latavius Murray's a not strict runner, but he can't catch as well as other backs.
So I think Murray Gooch is winning this one.
Yeah, I agree.
Defensive player of the year, Jatavis Brown for the Redskins. Also. Which I don't know, because Anthony Barr, Daniel Hunter are both there too. And
yeah,
I can't really say Jatavis Brown's going to win this one with Anthony Barr there or Daniel Hunter.
Yeah, Anthony Barr's right on his tail, and really either one of those two can come up, because I'm sure Daniel Hunter can have a huge game on the D-line, racking up a couple sacks, and he might jump up.
Yeah.
So this could go anywhere.
Offensive rookie is Maurice Gooch. That's
Not
all
a
we have to
surprise.
say.
Yeah.
Defensive rookie is Aaron Mayo.
Another Redskins guy.
Which I guess I have to give it to him because there's just Redskins all over the place in the top 5. 4 of the top 5 is Redskins.
Yeah. And
Best QB. Andrew Gordy actually being considered the best QB.
That's a little interesting, but the 49ers does have a good balanced offense with a good pass game and a good run game.
Yeah.
So I'm not too surprised to see his quarterback up there.
So, but it's between him and Michael Hatch, which either one of them can win, and good luck to both of them, actually.
Alright.
Best
Yeah, not a surprise.
Best wide receiver is Odell Beckham Jr., which isn't a surprise because Odell in most of the season, or most of this season has had 400 yards more than any other receiver.
Yeah, it's a little surprising not to see Sterling Shepard even in the top 10.
Yeah. Well, I say Odell's winning this one.
Yeah, I don't think.
John Ross the past few weeks hasn't been getting most catches.
Yeah, he really hasn't. He's getting close to 100 yards per game, but it's only coming off of 3 or 4 receptions. So I don't see him taking that.
And best O-lineman, not a surprise to see in the league.
Yeah, not at all. Yeah, he sticks with that.
Best D-lineman, Daniel Hunter, Fletcher Cox, Von Miller, Brandon Graham, and Aaron Donald. Top 5. I don't know, Daniel Hunter and Fletcher Cox, 2 of the leading people for the defensive line in the NFC.
Yeah, I say Daniel Hunter stays with that lead, and I think he gets that award.
I do too, because he's probably playing Daniel Hunter still on the end, while Fletcher Cox, I think, is actually playing the 5th. No. Is he playing defensive tackle? I don't know, he has switched his defensive lineman so much I can't tell anymore where Fletcher Cox is playing.
Yeah. And best
linebacker,
this isn't, yeah.
I'm so surprised not to see Luke Kuechly higher though.
I think it's because, if you remember in the beginning of the season, he had cash that he was using a lot. So Kuechly didn't get as many picks.
He's been taking.
That's true.
So I think he's been pushed down since I've done this. But Jatavis Brown and Anthony Barr, it's between them two.
Yeah. Like we said for best defensive player of the year for the NFC, this could really go either way for these two. And with Anthony Barr on your behind, it's a lot of pressure. I don't know. I this one's hard to tell, honestly.
Yeah. Well, good luck to everybody. And best DB, the last one is Patrick Peterson.
Not a surprise.
Panthers winning this no matter what.
Yeah.
Even if Bradbury and Palomo drop, Peterson is winning this all the way.
Yeah, I don't see. I think Peterson's winning this anyways. I don't see even Bradbury or Palomalu coming up there.
Well, we hope you did enjoy. We hope you enjoyed the stats, or I mean awards that we showed. Since it's closer, we have a bigger chance of saying who we think is going to win. And there's a lot of good names and a lot of new names taking over that anything can happen. But as always, I am your host, Avengers. Alongside me is our host, Lima.
Yeah, it was. It's interesting doing these videos with the awards and predictions this close to playoffs. But yeah, we thank you guys for tuning in. And if you have any suggestions, let us know. And we will see you next week.
As always, hit that like button if you did enjoy. Hit that dislike button if you didn't enjoy. Tell us why you didn't. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. Remember, if you've been watching this channel and you just haven't yet, take 2 seconds and hit that subscribe button for us. We really appreciate it. And as always, we'll see you next time on another Combo League podcast.